Hello there, and welcome to another week's episode of Gilmore Sisters. Did you miss us last week? We miss you all. This week, we have a really fun episode for you. It's called Will the Real Dave Rygalski Please Stand Up? And if you all are like me and didn't know that Dave Rygalski was based on a real person, are you in for a treat? But first, enjoy our lovely theme song and ads.
La 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 la. Gilmore Sisters.
Gilmore Sisters is a Phoenix Sisters cosplay production and is hosted by the Cereal Box Network. So, for those listening on audio only, that awesome music accompanied an ad for Carl Whitman's book, The Mad Gasser Cheerleader. And you should definitely check that out. It is available on lulu.com. We highly recommend it for anyone who likes true crime, historical fiction, or just overall creepy books.
Yes, I love the music that goes for his little video there. It's so good. I should put it on my Spotify list.
Yes, it's really good. So, Crayle, how are you doing this week?
I'm all right. I've got a crazy next several weeks lined up. I'm going to be at Fan Expo Chicago, Indie PopCon, Memphis Comic Expo. I'm forgetting a convention, and SilCon with Pokeballs by Crayle. And of course, at SilCon, if you're listening in, if you're going to be anywhere near Effingham, Illinois, look up SilCon. Kelly and I are both going to be cosplay guests there. Kelly's going to sell her books. We're judging the cosplay contest, and it's free to attend. So you'll definitely want to check that out.
It is a fun time. We really love SoCon. And it's just one of those nice little smaller cons that's really, I don't know, smaller cons, you definitely get more time with the guests, you get more time with your friends. Big cons are fun too, but we love small cons. That's where our heart's at in a lot of ways. So let's get into the heart of the episode. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Kelly has been sending me factoids where she's like, oh my gosh, did you know? Did you know? So the title revolves around the real Dave Rygalski, but this episode is about producer Helen Pai, how her real life affects the stories of Lane Kim, and also the fact that Helen Pai's husband is the real Dave Rygalski.
And okay, so I have always loved Dave Rygalski. He may be my favorite male Gilmore Girls character, which I know he doesn't have the biggest role, but he was just such a sweetheart. It doesn't hurt that I have always had a thing for Adam Brody, but Dave Rygalski was just so sweet. And he had a character though. Like he wasn't just like some nice guy, but he was great for Lane. He really worked with her to meet her where she was at with her situation with her mom. He worked so hard to win her mom's approval. And also he was, he had the shared interest with Lane. And I love their love story. And I just loved his character, and finding out that it was based on Helen Pai's actual love story was so sweet. I knew that Lane was based on Helen Pai's life, and in fact, Hep Alien is an anagram of Helen Pai. Hep Alien is Lane's band name, which is also cool. But so I'm talking a lot.
No, it's good. It's good.
I'm just so excited about this. Like, so basically, Crayle, why don't you tell us what you know about Helen Pai?
So, my understanding, if it's correct, is that Helen Pai also grew up in a strict religious household, and that she kind of almost is like the model for Lane, where she had to like strike out on her own to really be able to pursue her passions. And I believe that's what led her to get involved in like screenwriting, Hollywood, producing, and things like that. It's a little tricky to find like the information all in one place for this. Sometimes information on producers is just less easy to find than on like a showrunner or an actor. But yeah, so basically, Lane Kim, from what I understand, is modeled after Helen Pai, and I believe that she and Amy Sherman Palladino, who created the show, are close. So that's my sort of background information there.
And Helen, so she got into writing for show business. So that was her creative outlet. And she met Dave while writing for Married with Children, which obviously, if you know anything about Married with Children, you can imagine a conservative Christian mom would have a heart attack if your daughter was writing for that show. That's nuts, especially if she then comes home and says, "Hey, I fell in love with a white boy who writes for this show." And
But
go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, but not only that, he's a bassist. Like Dave Rygalski. Okay, so the actors who were in Hep Alien, like Lane's character, Brian's character, Gil's character, and Zach's character, they still tour together at certain events as Hep Alien in character. And the only actor who hasn't learned how to play their instrument by this point is Brian. So he's like pretending to play bass while the real Dave Rygalski stands off to the side playing bass like he did. Whenever they do the number where like at most rock concerts, there's like an instrumental solo and they introduce the band member and stuff, they have to have Brian step aside and have the real Dave Rygalski step up, and they introduce the real Dave Rygalski, which is what reminded me of the real Slim Shady and won't the real Dave Rygalski please stand up for this episode title.
And also, I discovered that the real Dave Rygalski did have a cameo in the show at the end of season 6 when the town troubadour hit it big. A bunch of wannabe troubadours who were seeking their fame show up in Stars Hollow, and the real Dave Rygalski is one of those troubadours who shows up with his bass in tow, seeking his fortune, which is delightful. Absolutely delightful that he got a little cameo in there. So you all should look for him. Obviously, you have to look up a picture of him first.
Right. But I love that subplot so much, though.
Yes.
A beaver ate my thumb is a perfect callback to Kirk having random information about like troubadour history.
The town troubadour subplots, all of them are golden.
I really, really love how the regular town troubadour, the guy that Taylor calls Mystique Guy because we don't know anything about him, at the end of the episode where he does get established as the official town troubadour, the guy who runs the Kinkos and comes back from time to time, he invites him over to do like a little whistling part on a song before they say goodbye. So like, it just shows that it wasn't spiteful. It was just that, you know, he wanted to claim his turf.
Troubadourism is serious business, yo.
Mm-hmm. Apparently there's a code.
There is. And you cannot tell people that you own a Kinko's. You just can't. So do you know anything else about Helen Pai, or did we pretty much cover what we know about her?
I think we covered what we know about her. I do think it's like really funny to imagine like Dave Rygalski pretending to be like, I don't know, some sort of like Christian movie writer or something like that instead of like the real Dave Rygalski to impress Helen Pye's mom. Like I I wonder like where all the parallels go in and out. You know, it's almost impossible to know. But
I know. I wonder if she has an autobiography out there, and if so, like how much she goes into those details, because I would love to know. I think actually, she and Amy have a book out that we're gonna have to check out and maybe revisit this
yeah,
topic.
yeah, we might have to come back. So anyway, that's our Hep Alien and Real Dave Rygalski episode there. And again, if you're into like creepy books, don't forget to check out the Mad Gasser Cheerleader by Carl Witzman on lulu.com.
Yes, Carl is kind enough to be sponsoring us for the next few episodes, and also he's just always supporting us, and we love Carl. So check him out.
Yeah, side note, he used to be a counselor and he has this really soothing voice. So as you're reading this really creepy novel, just imagine like the most comforting like grandpa telling you a bedtime story voice you've ever heard.
Yes, because I'm sure that would match. Carl, you should do your own audiobook.
Ah.
Shut up and take my money, y'all. Shut up
Shut
and
up
take my
and
money,
take my
Carl.
money. And hey, we would also love to shut up and take your money. If you'd like to support this show or any of our other shows, go to buymeacoffee.com/serialboxpod. Running a podcast does cost money. You know, we do it mostly because we're super unnaturally passionate about Gilmore Girls. But you know, you can be involved and make sure that we're able to keep bringing you this content of our shared passion, ranting about Gilmore Girls at buymeacoffee.com/serialboxpod.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We hope you have a magical Stars Hollow week, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye.